this is not about Donald Trump versus Michael Cohen or Michael Cohen versus Donald Trump. This is about accountability, plain and simple.
He's a proven liar, as you know. He's a felon, served a lot of time for lying.
Face off in court today, former President Donald Trump says his former confidant and lawyer Michael Cohen is a liar and is only testifying against him to get a better deal for himself in his ongoing criminal issues.
Taking a live look now from inside the courthouse in New York City as Trump continues to fight against a civil fraud trial. Today's key witness is Cohen, who says this is the first time he's actually seen his former boss in at least 5 years.
Cohen is expected to give the judge an insider's look at how the Trump organization works. And here to talk more about this case is Queen City News Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes. All
right, so Khalif, what's the benefit of having Cohen testify
here?
Well,
Cohen said it's not Trump v. Cohen or Cohen v. Trump, but it kind of is today. I mean, in point of emphasis, he's my law school's maybe most famous or / infamous graduate ever. And so I'd say you have him there because it started here. This case started with him. The Attorney General said that she started the lawsuit because of his statements that he made to Congress in 2019 when he lied. She said that begun it all. That made me want to investigate the former president. And so now you got to kind of wrap it all up and say, well, why did it start? He talked about lying for the former president. He said, I did this at the direction of the president, for the benefit of the president, and in concert with the president. And so doing that, that strengthens the state's case, which we have to make sure we emphasize that the judge has already ruled that fraud was committed. So there was already a fraud committed. Now they're saying, what other elements have you guys committed? What other actions have you done? Who else conspired to defraud the state of New York and allow you all to get improper benefits, better evaluations on your property or evaluations on your property that you shouldn't have ever received?
Yeah, Trump said there that this is Cohen trying to get back at Trump himself. And is he going to be better off in some way by testifying against his former boss?
Well, I mean, these are two people that love the camera, so let's first start there. So Cohen, even though he went to prison and got out early, obviously, because of the COVID virus at that time, didn't do his whole sentence incarcerated. He's doing his circuits, created a book. That whole process is him enjoying the spotlight here. So to the former president's comment, yes, I do believe that this is to the benefit of him outside of the legal aspect of this case. But do I believe that he will assist in strengthening the state's case? He will. I mean, the statements that he made are inflammatory. They show that the state of mind of the president at the time was that I want to make sure that for some arbitrary reason that I'm worth more than $4.5 billion, now I'm worth $6 billion, and go make it happen. If someone's telling you that and you have firsthand account evidence that this individual told me to do that, and you can point to it. He's also pointing to the other individual that went to prison that was right there, his co-conspirator for doing this. Right. Yeah. So if you're telling me the two top people that the former president was using to inflate these numbers, and you got the other person that can come here and tell us exactly how they did it, he said to reverse engineer these numbers. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to tell you that because I wasn't in the room, but he was there. So even if you can say, which I think they did a great job, the Attorney General said, let's go out and get the bad stuff out the way first. Yeah, he's a convicted felon. Yeah, he's done some bad things. But now tell us exactly what you did. That's what you have to do, because guess what? Trump's team's going to come in there and do that. They're going to try to say he's a liar, he's untruthful. So if you already know that, let's go ahead and get that portion out the way. But now tell me exactly what you did.
Getting some real inside knowledge there inside that courtroom, Khalif. Thank you.